Okay, do I say got it? Do I hit got it myself?
No, you are fine. You have got it something? What do you
Well,
have?
I've got a thing that says this meeting
Oh,
is being live streamed by staying on. Anyone can access to live stream, can watch, share with others.
that's
So
okay.
I just do I just hit got it
Yes, you
because
do.
I can't see you because it's a sign in front of your face.
Yes, you hit got it, and now we're
Yeah.
going to move on with the show.
Okay. So you do this every Tuesday?
I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay. Oh, that's neat. Well, that's Ricky Woodard, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's Ricky Woodard and John Boulevard. Oh yeah, Herman Riley.
Oh man, You are so cute. Look at you. Oh my God.
30 years ago, yeah.
Oh God, that was such a cute period. And Herman Riley on sax, Jimmy
Uh-huh.
Smith on drums, the great Jimmy Smith, Ernie
Right.
McDaniel, geez, Ernie McDaniel on bass, and Jerry Steinholtz on percussion.
Uh-huh.
That is
Right.
so cool, Karen.
Oh, no, that was really a neat day. It was over at the Green, oh, those, what is it? Evergreen Studios on
Oh,
uh, Magnolia Boulevard, and the guy that did it, Dick Booth, he had all these people come and he had the whole studio fixed up like a nightclub, you know.
that was a really nice studio. I remember that.
Yeah, and Eugene Wright was on some of the tunes. I mean, I had so many people
Yeah,
on that with me.
yeah, yeah. Oh my
Mhm.
God, that's so cool. Well, my guest, gosh, I have known Karen really since the beginning of when I moved here, like 75 or 6.
I know you were just a little teenager coming and sit in with me
I
at
basically
the money tree. Yeah.
at the money tree, yeah. And I actually got 2 weeks. But I have to tell you something funny. I don't know if you remember any of this kind of thing, but so Karen had a trio at this place called the Money Tree, which was a very cool hang. Clint Eastwood used to come and hang out. I mean, it was just a great hang. But
Hmm.
so it was like one of my first kind of real gigs in town. I had worked in Boston a lot, but I had been working with Ted Green, and Ted Green was totally into changing keys in the middle and like these arrangements, that was his thing. I didn't I didn't even think about it. And when I first came on your gig and I called a song in a key, it was totally fucked up because because I was used to Ted's arrangement. I didn't even think about like, oh, because I had grown up singing, but
Right.
oh my God, I don't know if you remember any of that, but I learned very fast.
Oh boy, those were the days. I don't think we'll ever get back like that again.
Those were so much fun. And
Yeah.
there were different singers who had 2 week runs at that club with the
Mhm.
trio. How long were you at the Money Tree?
I think it was about 20 years.
Jeez.
Yeah.
God.
Eugene Wright and Eugene Wright, that was with Dave Brubeck.
And wasn't the
And I've had different drummers. I've had
the drummer
Earl
who just
Palmer,
died, actually, right? The
Frank
drummer,
Butler,
but who just died about a year ago?
Eugene.
No, the
Eugene.
drummer.
Oh, the drummer. Hmm.
Frank or
Oh, Frank Wilson. No, he was my second time that I went to the Money Tree.
oh,
First time I went to the Money Tree was with Eugene Wright, and we had like Harold Mason on drums, Jimmy Smith on drums, Earl Palmer on drums. Uh, yeah, and then after that, then I where'd I go? I forgot where I went after the Money Tree.
Monteleone's or something, or
Yeah, I might have done that. Right. And then when I came back to the second time to the Money Tree, that was with Frank Wilson then.
I see. Yeah, I remember Eugene turned. I would look around. Eugene was always had his eyes closed and stuff. And so, at one point he said, "I know you think I'm not looking at you, but I'm watching everything." And he said something like, "Sing here like you would sing at Carnegie Hall."
Oh,
I still remember that. He was always, he was schooling us.
uh-huh.
Well, so first of all, I interviewed someone yesterday who's coming here next year and she wants to work with you. And she said, "Hello, Cathy. Hello, Karen. You ladies will make an old lady stay up past her bedtime. Janice Harrington."
Oh yeah, I think I remember her.
She was here a long time ago. She grew up here, and she left in I think she said 80. She moved to Germany.
Oh,
But she's a great singer, jazz, blues, R&B.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so she wants to work with you when she comes here.
Huh? Good.
Ah, there you go, Janice. I set it up for you. Um, and that on drums, Janice, that's Jimmy Smith.
Oh
The-
yeah, he was a great drummer. He used to play a lot with Errol Garner.
yeah,
Hmm.
he was great.
Hmm.
And I remember I actually visited him in Japan when he moved there, and he married,
Oh,
a Japanese mama-san of a club.
oh, but then he came back, huh?
Then he came back.
Yeah, I see him down once in a while down in the work park. I run into him. Yeah.
Uh, um, let's see. Roland Ascaroons. Do you know Roland personally? You probably would recognize him. And Jimmy Smith. I don't know if he's not still alive, right?
Oh yeah, because I run into him.
Oh, I'm sorry. You just said that.
Yeah.
I would like to run into him and see him.
He hangs down at the work park.
He does?
Yeah. And
I
they're changing that now to Barbara Morrison Street now.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I hope I bump into Jimmy Smith. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Earl Palmer, no, right?
No, he died. Earl died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
probably 10 years ago or
He was
something.
the most recorded drummer. I didn't realize when I was playing with him, I didn't realize who he was. Because he got inducted into the Hall of Fame for the most recorded drummer. He was on all those Sam Cooke records and all that.
He was
I
with
played
that.
with so many people and I didn't realize how great they were.
I know you were just having a great time. Well, you came into town. You were introduced by
Well, I was living in Salt Lake City and Gene Harris and Andy Simpkins, the three sounds, they were in town.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's such a long ago. People probably today don't even remember who they are. But they heard me play in Salt Lake City and they says, come down to LA and we'll help you get a gig. And anyway, so they did, and they got me a job in one of the hottest jazz clubs ever, where I played with really big names. I was the house band down on 43rd and Crenshaw. It was
Wow.
called the Pied Piper.
Oh man.
30 years ago. Well, no, 50 years ago. What am I saying? 30 years ago. In 1968. Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm almost 84 now.
Oh my
Long time ago.
God. Strange.
Yeah.
Wow, the Pied Piper, man. I've heard about that. I don't think I would. I when I came in 75, so I don't think I was around then, right?
No, probably not. I was there about 7 years.
Oh,
And then I moved up to Hollywood, played around there. I was playing there with Anita O'Day and Gloria Lynn. And that's when I met Tom Monteleone and started working with Tom Monteleone.
wow. Janice
Yeah.
wants to know if you ever worked with Paul Humphreys.
Oh yeah, a couple of times on a casual here and there.
Yeah, or Freddie Jets. Wait, is that's the Pied
That
Piper?
was the Pied Piper. Uh-huh.
Freddie
They
Jets,
recorded it in
Pied
Crenshaw.
Piper. Yeah, yeah.
And I used to play for the celebrity night down there, and I played with so many big stars. And I had so many opportunities to go on the road, but I'd rather stay, I'd just rather stay home with my kids. I didn't want to leave kids. So I just stayed in Los Angeles.
Yeah, you've had 5 kids, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember, man, you worked 7 nights a week and sometimes more than one gig a day, right?
Yeah.
There was a
I
lot of years.
well, because my husband was killed early, so I had to support 5 kids by myself.
Yeah.
He left no insurance or nothing, so I had to play 7 nights a week. I played 7 nights a week for 2 years to support my 5 kids.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
remember.
look back at it and say, how did you do that?
Well,
But I
you were
guess when you're
younger.
younger, you do it.
Yeah, right. I mean, when we're younger, we're like, we have some.
I know.
Oh, I have another one of your Money Tree singers, Peggy
Oh,
Lauren Horowitz.
Peggy Lauren, yes. Bill Lord. She married Bill Lord, yeah.
Yep, and moved.
Yeah.
I've talked with her recently. She's adorable. She's still great. She's still doing great.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, there were, gosh, I mean, if you were a singer in town, you definitely the gig to get was the Money Tree.
Yeah, and Ernie Andrews, yeah, he worked with us too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you worked with a lot of so let's go back to the Pied Piper. That sounds
Uh-huh.
so much fun. So
Yeah.
were you working with actors who sang? I mean, like celebrities would come
Well,
in
on
with.
the celebrity night, yeah, I played for Sammy Davis Jr. there and Nancy Wilson and um, oh gosh, who were some more? Oh, Big Joe Turner, uh, Eddie Cleanhead Vincent, um, Jimmy Witherspoon, Mama, Big Mama Thornton.
Wow,
Yeah, a
man.
lot of names.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what were you? I mean, first of all, when you came from Salt Lake, you were pretty young, right?
30.
Yeah, okay, 30. And you'd been playing in Salt Lake, obviously, because you were so
Yeah,
good,
I
you
started
said
when I
to
was
come.
15 playing in nightclubs when I was 19.
Okay. And
When I was,
so you were having a great time there.
oh
Uh,
yeah, uh-huh. Jazz was pretty good. They had after hours places, and then I used to hang out at a place called the Porters and Waiters Club, and I learned a lot of uh, a lot of things about playing down at the Porters and Waiters Club. Yeah.
and what got you into jazz in the beginning?
Well, I could always play by ear. I used to go to church and come home and start playing the church songs, just by ear. And then I went to a movie and I saw Louis Armstrong, and I told my mother and dad, and I stopped talking about Louis Armstrong. So they took me to see him in person at the Rainbow Rendezvous when I was 11 years old. And I just hung on the stage. I was so enthralled. I just loved Louis Armstrong. And so from then on, I was going to be a jazz piano player.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you ever sing? Because I know you love singers.
I I used to, but
Yeah.
the owner would say you got to sing a few songs. So I used to sing a few songs, but I'm more like the Peggy Lee. And then when I was playing at the Pied Piper and playing for all those really soulful singers, I said, no, I can't. I'm not going to sing
Yeah.
anymore.
Janice wants to know how many grandchildren and great grandchildren.
Oh, I got 12, 11 grandchildren and one great grandchild right now.
All right, you haven't caught up to her. She has 23 grandchildren,
Oh gosh.
5 kids, 23 grandchildren, and 11 great grandchildren.
Oh, and I'm just, how do you remember their names and everything? Yeah.
That's so
Well,
true, right? They're adorable and you remember them, but like the names, maybe not. So, okay,
yeah.
so you were in Salt Lake, you were working a lot, you were having
Mhm.
fun. And then, so what, I mean, was it,
It was Gene Harris that told me to and coaxed me into coming to Los Angeles.
and so, like, since you were working a lot and enjoying yourself, what made you want to go to LA? Was it the promise of playing with?
Well, I guess because I just heard that's the place to go if you'd like to play jazz.
Oh,
And thank goodness I did come when it was happening.
yeah.
Like all up and down Crenshaw Boulevard, there was a lot of jazz clubs. So I got to play at the Pied Piper, the Tiki, the bar. Now I forgot the name of it. On King Boulevard. Oh, makes me so mad when I can't remember names. Marley Gibbs owned it for a while.
Oh, Marla's.
Yeah, but it was something else before
Oh,
then.
okay.
Yeah, and that's where I played with little Lester.
Oh, wow.
Remember little Lester Phillips?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
One time I saw her, I was telling this to somebody the other day. I saw her at the Parisian Room, and
Oh yeah.
the first thought I had was how homely she was because she had the huge mouth, right? Huge.
Poor
And
Esther.
but
Oh, I went to her house one morning when she just got out of bed. And her hair was all, you know, and, and I, but
well,
anyway,
after
that's okay. I love the way she
oh
sang.
no, after the first set, I
Uh-huh.
could not, I couldn't see her homeliness anymore. She
Oh,
was
I
so
know.
beautiful to me. She was such an amazingly great singer, you know?
I know. And another thing about her was I was really surprised. I went to see her play I went to Chicago a couple of times with Gloria Lynn,
Yeah.
and around the corner, Esther Phillips was performing at this club in Chicago. But anyway, and Esther was played the piano, and it was the blues, and she was just really wailing on the blues. And I thought, wow, I didn't know she played the piano. But when I worked with her, and she did the spot where she plays the blues, it was blues in E flat. And when you play the blues in E flat, you can hit any black note and it matches. And she was just hitting the black notes like she could really, really play. That's kind of a fun thing to do at parties. Sometimes you play E flat blues and tell someone to come up and play the top part, and just tell them just hit black notes in rhythm.
I'm gonna
And
remember.
it sounds like they really know what they're doing.
I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah,
I never
yeah.
knew that. Will Walker is here. He said, "I love the way you play, Karen, and your spirit. You always made me so comfortable when I performed with you."
Yeah, that's right. I love playing for singers. I really love playing for singers
I know you do.
more than playing myself. I love backing singers.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? When I met Errol Garner, I was at the Pied Piper one night, and I was playing Misty, and he walks in,
Oh gosh.
and I thought, oh God. Anyway, so I went over to him and was talking to him, and I shook his hand, and what was surprising, he had a small hand.
Oh.
And anyway, I says, can you give me suggestions? And he says, the best thing you can do is keep playing for singers. He says, you'll learn more for playing for singers. And that's true, because you have to learn a lot of songs, and you have to play in every key.
Yeah.
See, and that, because if you just play by yourself all the time, you just learn things in one key and kind of stick to that one key. But
Yeah.
playing for singers, you get an opportunity to play different styles, different keys, and it helps you for when you have to do a solo gig too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I love playing behind singers that are good. I
Yeah.
like it. Yeah.
Right. And you've gotten very comfortable over the years playing left-handed bass too.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I did. That's when I started doing that at the Money Tree with when I went there with Frank Frank Wilson, because they didn't want to hire a third piece. So I started playing left hand bass, but I like it a lot.
Yeah, you're good. You're really good at it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Yeah, so okay, so here's what I want to ask. So you came and you came to LA. It was pretty exciting time. Were you like were you kind of flying high at that time? Were you just so excited and happy and because you were playing?
Well, first of all, I was kind of scared,
Yeah,
because going in a club where I didn't know anybody, and of course I knew Andy Simpkins. He started off with me,
that's
and
pretty.
so everybody accepted me
Yeah,
because I was playing with Andy Simpkins, and because he was such a big name. And
yeah.
then when he had to go on the road, then I didn't know anybody. So he got me some bass players, and I didn't know them. But being a girl piano player, there was like great piano players wanted that gig, And but Andy Simpkins introduced me to Freddie Jett, and he wanted to keep me. And so all of these really good piano players wanted that gig. And so I don't know, it was kind of scary because I had to really prove myself to keep that gig, because I know there were so many piano players wanting that gig, standing around every night, sitting in and everything, and I go, oh, I got to be as good as these guys. Yeah.
Were you the kind of person who practiced at home, or was it just?
I did then.
Yeah.
When I first played there, and then I started learning new songs. I tried to learn all the new songs that I could, and the latest songs and everything. And so I really grew because I was under a lot of pressure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now you have, I think, I'm sure this is not the first time you've heard this, but one of your specialties is groove. You groove so great. So
I think that's because playing in black clubs.
Oh, really?
You learn that gospel feel,
Yeah.
I think if I'd have just started working in white clubs, I think I would have just stayed a swinging piano player.
Yeah.
But working in black clubs, you have to kind of get a lot. You can learn that gospel feel,
Yeah. Yeah.
And one thing about working in, I noticed back then that they only clap if they like it. If you play a song and they didn't really like it, they won't clap. But if all of a sudden they like it, they clap. So they're good audiences to play for, because they let you know when you're doing. They don't ever clap just to clap.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just remember going to the gig every night being scared and just but I can't. I kept thinking, well, maybe I should just quit because it's just scary to go to the gig. But no, I just hung in there and hung in there. And so I am so glad, because it really helped me to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were so freaking great and cute too. By the way, Manny Valentine says love to you and memories with you from the Barbara Morrison's Jazz and Blues Museum.
Oh, okay. Good. Yeah, that was fun. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's see. Yeah, I think it's a good moment to listen to another of you. This one is fun. I guess Richard Walterby, luckily enough, collected some footage on you back then, so that's cool.
Right.
Did he play?
When I had the long red hair, I got the thickest hair, and it used to take my hair 2 hours to dry. So that's why I cut it really, really short and decided to go black hair. Easier to take care of.
Oh gosh. Okay, here's you on Riverside Drive.
Okay.
Yahoo! Wow. Cool. Wow, that was so cool. Ernie McDaniels was such a sweetheart too.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So many good musicians are up there in paradise.
I know, man. They're having a good time.
Yeah.
Gosh, you really have seen a lot of changes in LA. I mean, I
Mhm.
have too, but you were here before. When did you come? What year?
68,
Yeah,
1968.
yeah. So you were here like almost 10 years ahead of me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that you're right. Those were the really great days. I mean,
Uh-huh.
these days I think are good, if you're in the especially in the genre of modern jazz, lots of action, lots of young people coming in and playing. But that period there were less musicians, right? So it was a smaller community and
Uh-huh.
everybody was
And
so
all the clubs had their own piano. Now you have to bring your piano.
yes, and PA.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, they had their own crowds. So
Yeah.
they didn't say, if you
Right.
don't get a crowd, we're not paying you. They know everybody.
Oh, I know. It's just changed so much.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now you just get used to get hired because you were good, not because you had a good crowd. You just
exactly.
they just hired you because they liked the way you played or
Exactly.
sang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I don't think it'll ever go back to that, really.
No.
It'd be nice.
Oh boy.
For a while I was booking this place in a vegan restaurant downtown. I don't know if you ever knew that. I don't think you ever played there. But it was in a vegan restaurant near Disney Hall called Olac. And
Uh-huh.
the
I,
bar,
I I came there for who did I come there for? Hmm. Marv Robinson, I think.
oh, okay. Did you play? Or
No, I just came to watch him because he had
okay.
his own group. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun night. And
Hmm.
and yeah, so I forget what I was going to say, but anyway, that was a really cool club for a minute, you know.
Hmm.
And then it died.
Yeah.
Hey, what about we could talk about Chadney's and
Oh
smoke.
yeah, Chadney's was great. Yeah, played with a lot of great people at Chadney's.
Chadney's was this, for those of you who don't know, Chadney's was in Burbank. It was literally walking right across the street from NBC, which was
Uh-huh.
very convenient for a lot of people. And it was a really nice setup room. There was
I
a,
think I was one of the ones that started it.
oh, really?
Yeah, I remember it had a stand-up old white piano,
Oh,
a upright piano.
huh.
Boy, who was I with? I forgot who I started it with. Oh, what drummer was it? Can't remember. Huh.
It was a great space. It was there was a restaurant kind of on a more of a top floor, and then there was this bar
Yeah.
that was really the greatest
Right.
lounge. Yeah, it was really great. A lot of people used to hang out there and play there.
Yeah,
That
I think I was playing upstairs. I think I started it, and then later on they came downstairs and had the piano bar.
yeah.
Yeah, I was one of the ones that first started playing there because it was on a white upright piano.
Wow.
I wish I could remember who was with me.
You will. You'll remember at some point.
Yeah.
And then down the street, there was, well, that was where the Money Tree was, then Alphonse's,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And China Trader,
China Trade.
Casa Lopez.
Yep.
Um,
It was a happening area.
yeah, Sorrentino's. Well, that's what my song was about because I have words to that song, Riverside Drive,
Oh,
and it names all the places. And that's what the name of the song was about all those clubs on Riverside Drive.
oh, that's why there were all these pictures of the different.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I saw the
Yeah,
big
Jimmy Spencer sang it on one of his albums.
Oh, well, and also the Smokehouse. You must have worked there? Well, you were.
Yeah, uh-huh. And it had its own grand piano, and it featured jazz.
And that's probably one of the only places that is still actually happening out of that group.
But it's not jazz. That's what's sad to me.
Yeah.
Jazz was more popular. Now, you got to go there, play just dance music now.
Yeah.
It used to be jazz.
I think you and I actually worked there together.
Really? Did we? Okay. Yeah, probably did. It's just so hard to remember so many things.
I know. Peggy Lauren said she worked at Chadney's with Harry Middlebrooks.
Uh-huh.
Yep. I remember those.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
I worked there with Bill Lorre.
Wow. Yeah, that was after it got started. After it really got started. Uh-huh.
I just was hanging out with Mike Campbell.
Oh yeah, he was another one.
Yeah. He
And Delta Paleo.
Oh yeah, and I think she just worked at the Urban Press this Sunday. Chelsea.
Oh, did she? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry for mentioning all these people, but it's we're thinking about all of this stuff, and
Oh, I'm gonna be Saturday, September 24th, but I think it's sold out already. I'm gonna be at the Gardenia with Larry Davis,
oh wow,
Dory Amarillo on bass, and Gary Gibbons on drums.
cool. It's sold out already. He's very
Yeah,
popular, right?
yeah, yeah,
I love Larry Davis. He's so cool. He's a good
yeah.
singer.
And another old timer that I work with once in a while is that I don't know if you ever heard of Sherwood Sledge.
Oh yeah,
We worked down in Santa Monica a couple of times.
he's great. If you guys out there listening, if you ever hear about Sherwood play,
Yeah, we're the same age. We found out we're the same age.
okay. So where do you play in Santa Monica?
At Puglia or something like that.
Oh, La Puglia.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's very nice. I've played there. It's quite.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like that room. It's beautiful, and there's a piano.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
The food is good. The space is really open and nice. Definitely.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, Peggy said, Bill and I worked Chadney's a couple of times. On my first date with Bill, we listened to a cassette I had of Cathy singing with Bill.
Oh. Oh.
And Janice Harrington said Sherwood is a good friend of hers.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I love Sherwood. He's so cute.
He's a
After I work with him, he calls me up and he keeps telling me how much he loves me for about an hour. You're so great. Oh, I love you. You're so great. He's the nicest guy.
Did you do that gig with him in Lemert Park? Not in the park, but the road that goes towards Lemert Park, the big main road. There was a club there for a while. It was an interesting club. And Sherwood had a gig there. Do you remember that at all?
No, I don't think I did.
Yeah.
No.
So, um, did you did music? This is kind of a strange question, but because you played with so many people, did players ever annoy you? And if so, not you don't have to tell who, but for what reason? I'm just curious in all your experience because you've had so much experience.
No, no, I've always loved them
There
all.
you go. Talk about a glass half full. Karen Hernandez, ladies and gentlemen. That's funny.
Yeah, yeah. I just met the one. Some of my favorite was they called him Titty Boone, Larry Gales. Oh, I loved her.
Yeah.
And Leroy Vinegar.
Leroy Vinegar. Now he
And
was,
then, of course, Eugene Wright. I worked with him the longest.
yeah. Leroy
Mm.
was really cool too,
Uh-huh.
right? Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I think met Leroy because when I came to town, after just like the first year or something, I started working as a waitress at Dante's.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's how I met a bunch of people.
Uh-huh.
It was really, it was fun those days. Those were still good days at Dante's, you know,
Right.
in the last 5 years or something of Dante's. um, Ups, Peggy's saying 4th of July's with Karen, Eugene, and Harold Mason at the Lakeside Coke Club.
Oh, at the Lakeside Golf Club.
Golf. Okay, golf club.
Right. We did a lot of gigs over there. Eugene and I were over there, yeah, for about 15 years also. That was on a Sunday afternoon for the brunch. We played over there, and we played over there with for parties and stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That stayed real busy.
Yeah.
But I'm old now. I don't mind staying home that much. I just like being with my grandkids and playing an occasional gig. And
Yeah.
I don't need to play every night like I was.
I
Uh,
remember I think the possibly the last time I saw you was at Barbara Morrison's tribute or funeral.
uh-huh.
And my feeling was it was like everybody kind of knew each other, right? They were younger. They knew each other. Oh yeah, yeah, get him up, get her. And then finally it was wangled that you got up and you blew everybody away. It was like, what? Who's the younger whoever? They're like,
Right.
this, you know?
Who's that old lady up there?
Yeah, yeah. That was great, man. Dug it
Uh,
totally. It was so cool. Oh God. So is the jam still happening? I mean the Barbara Morrison jam? Are you still
well,
playing?
what we do is we have it's called like a vocal workshop on the first and third Wednesdays down at her Performing Arts Center.
Yeah. And James Arnold.
Yeah, James Arnold is the vocal coach, and then I'm the piano player. And sometimes Michael Soche comes in there and plays bass with us, and sometimes Gerald Ballard comes and plays drums.
Cool.
Hmm.
That's cool. Did you ever play at Billy Higgins World Stage, the first one?
Yeah, uh-huh, 2 or 3 times. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was fun, wasn't he? Did you
I
play
think
with
yeah, I played there once with Harold Bennett.
Oh, so Harold Bennett was my boyfriend for a
Yeah.
while, and
Uh,
Karen and he played a lot together. He played flute and sax.
uh-huh.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
he was a good guy,
Yeah, he sure was.
very good guy. Actually was the reason why I got the jam at the Sportsman's Lodge, because he thought
Oh,
it was a good idea, and
uh-huh.
kind of started the ball rolling, and then I kind of took over because I was better at business, you know. And
Right.
I remember the manager said, "Do you think it'll be popular?" And I said, "Absolutely. Just give it a few months." And it was. It lasted seven
Yep.
years there. That was the best jam I ever had. That was so fun because it was instrumental and vocal, you know.
Uh-huh.
It was a mix. And people
Uh-huh.
just came in and it was so loose and fun. God, that was
Oh,
great.
I know.
Yeah. Um, so I was telling Janice, I think yesterday that I, I think one time I said to you, you know, I was so involved with student singers and amateurs and everything, and must have been in a moment of like, oh God, I'm so tired, you know, of hearing or dealing with these singers, and I said something to you about that, and you said, really? I love all the singers, and I was like, I was like, oh, shame on me.
Well, sometimes, like when I'm older than them, I look at them as my children. I'm thinking, now
Oh,
that could be my daughter up here trying to sing. So,
oh.
and that could be my son. So you kind of get motherly.
Yeah, that's nice. What do you remember? Gosh, you've done so many different things, but do you remember one or a few moments in your career that you just were like, oh God, wow, I've just gone to heaven?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So many times Eugene and I would be in such a groove, you know. Yeah, I love the way he plays. He wasn't like a fancy player, but he's like, it's like when the stove turns on and the red flames, but he was the blue flame, you know, cool. I always kept such a groove. Oh, such a groove. So, some bass players are good, but you don't get that groove. But he was one that really gave you the groove, and the one that I love today is Michael Soche. He gives you a real groove.
Yeah, my,
Yeah,
I love Michael's playing too.
yeah.
You played with Henry Franklin too, right?
Oh yeah, uh-huh. I played
He's,
with Henry Franklin.
he's
Yeah,
playing a lot now.
at a place called Sophisticated Lady, right?
Oh,
That was right close to the Pied Piper.
oh, okay, okay.
That was years ago. With he was the bass player. I was playing with Keisha Brown. I don't know if people remember Keisha Brown.
I don't. Who was that?
The Georgia Peach. She died, but she came from Georgia and she was really popular. She came from Atlanta, Georgia, and she was really popular in the Crenshaw area for a long time.
Oh, what was her name again?
Keisha Brown.
Lisa Brown.
Uh-huh.
I'll have to look.
Only the older people are going to remember. People my age.
Maybe she's on YouTube. You know, you never know. Somebody.
But she died. She died quite a few years ago.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, everybody is, aren't they? They're like going. You know.
Oh, I know. I know. I think I'm the only one left.
Well, sure. There's Sherwood.
I can't think of anybody else my age that's still alive.
Well, Sherwood. You just said.
Oh yeah, Sherwood. I mean, musicians wise. Well, Jimmy Smith's still alive,
Yeah.
but I mean, like bass players and drummers that I used to work with.
In
Seems like
this town, right? Yeah. Well, Henry obviously Skipper. He's working a lot, and he's
yeah. I did a thing with him on the 54th floor that I hated playing up there. But that about 2 years ago. That's the last time I saw Henry.
yeah. I just saw him with a bunch of young modern guys. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's good. I mean, he's good at being the star of his trio. You know.
I know. And talk about the three sounds with that piano player.
Gene Harris.
No, this new guy that they're calling themselves.
Oh, they're calling themselves the Three Sounds.
Yeah, or the new three sounds, or
Oh
you know that piano player? He's pretty outrageous.
no, I
You know
haven't. This is the first time I'm hearing about him.
I forget. I'll have to go look and tell you. He's I can't, his name is on the tip of my brain, but he's a really strong, wonderful player. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, so I don't know if they call themselves the Three Sounds, but it might be like the new Three Sounds or something like that.
I wonder if they're related to Gene or Andy.
No,
Oh,
it's just the skipper and let me go look. I'm gonna go look
mm,
and because let me see. I'll share the screen while I'm looking. So let's see. I'll go here and uh, Three Sounds with Henry Franklin. Maybe Three Sounds. The world stage. Oh, three more. The three
oh,
more
Good evening,
sounds.
ladies and gentlemen.
oh, I see. Okay.
Who's that? So the three more sounds.
Oh,
Let me, you know, there's Henry. There's the piano player. I don't know who is that on piano, on drums. Let's see. Maybe they introduce
my
the,
eyes aren't that good. I can't tell.
oh, Carl Burnett.
Oh, Carl. Yeah, he's a great drummer. I worked with him for a while.
Yeah, and the pianist is Robert Turner.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of him too. Yeah, he's good. Yeah,
Yeah,
really good. Well, Carl Burnett. He worked with the Three Sounds for a while, so maybe that's where they came up with that name.
I'm sure that is.
Uh,
And I'm going to look for more of Karen Hernandez.
Now, what do I do when someone's trying to call me? Do I just leave it alone and you can still hear me, or what?
Yeah, I can still hear you, and you can just ignore it.
Marv Robinson's calling me.
You're kidding. That's
Yeah.
funny. Oh, well, we're just,
But if I answered it, it wouldn't be a three-way, would it?
no, it wouldn't.
Uh,
He
oh well.
could come on. He could come on with us. I could invite him on, but in
Okay.
fact, I'll just say Marvin. Whoops, I don't want that. I will invite Marvin on. And Marvin, uh, Marvin, where are you? Oh, wait, is that how you spell his name?
Marvin Robinson.
Huh. Is but oh, Marv. Maybe I have it under Marv. Marv. Yep,
Marv Robinson. Yeah.
there he is. And I'll just say I'm on the show with Karen Hernandez. You want to come on?
He has a gig for me.
Maybe he does. Okay, I want to see if I can. Do you have a Spotify or do you have records, right? Or you have a website too, right?
I don't think I do anymore. Marilyn Ziegler used to do all of that. I don't think I'm into that hardly anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just a grandma now.
Is this you? This is you up on all fours?
Oh yeah, that
Oh,
that was just one of the songs on one of my CDs.
this is one I want to watch. Talk about
Oh,
people who have passed. Um, Unfortunately for us, Lou Schock on bass and Jack LeCompte on drums, two of our favorites. They've passed. But this is one of Karen at a cool venue that we had in Glendale. And this was from 2010.
wow.
Woo!
Yeah, they were. I loved those guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know what? I should have mentioned them because I love them.
Sorry, what did you say?
I should have. I don't know why I didn't think of them when they were when we were talking about Eugene Wright and all that. I should have thought about those two. They were the last really group that I was with steady, and
Oh
both of them
man.
died. It's just so sad.
I know. This sounded so great.
Oh, they were both great players.
Woo! Woo! Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was so good.
Oh, I know, and I was with those guys at least 15 years.
Ah,
20 years with this guy, 20 years with that guy, 15. You can tell how old I am.
oh my God. That was so good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, 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 really great. Phew.
Mm.
Can't help, like
They were
moving.
both too young, really too young to die.
I
Mm.
know. I know.
Oh,
Pretty heartbreaking.
yeah.
Yeah. Jack was with the jam session. Gave
Mm.
7 years, I guess 7 years, I think. That was really a cool time, for him.
Uh-huh. And
Oh,
then we were with Jimmy Spencer. Remember Jimmy Spencer, the singer? Yeah.
absolutely.
He's been gone about 2 years now, I guess. Jimmy.
Yeah. Dory's here.
Oh, Dory's here?
Yeah. He's saying Life is Too Short from the CD we did with John Hurd and also
Oh, yeah.
Sonodosphere, Sony.
Sonidos. Sonidos means sound in Spanish. And
Oh,
so I connected the two words, sonidos sphere, sound sphere.
was that the song you were talking about before?
I'm, no, Riverside Drive is one with all the.
Oh, okay, okay. Mike Campbell is here. He sends his love.
Oh, that's so neat. He was a great singer to work with, too.
I know you're getting a call, just ignore it. Um, yeah,
No, it's
okay.
low
And
battery.
Nora Paradiso is here. She said hi.
Oh, hi.
Lynn Colbert Jones, hi, sweetie. Bonjour. Dory Amarillo said, Karen was the first musician I met that was kind and embracing. I owe her so much of my knowledge of jazz standards.
Oh, isn't that nice of him? Thank you,
Ah,
Dory.
I didn't know that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, when I was working at Alphonse's, I met him. And I said, what other bass? Another guitar player. Anyway, that's where I met him.
Alphonse's. That was another great hang. We had some great
Great places to play.
and play,
And
man.
they had their own piano, grand piano, baby grand pianos.
And Sarah Vaughan used to hang out after hours there and
Right.
play and sing, and we just had so much fun. God, really fun. Um, gosh, did you ever teach as well?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
I'll probably go back to doing that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That would be fun to take lessons from you. I might even have to come over and get a little bit of piano lessons.
Pretty fun.
I can play a little. I've even done gigs with
Uh-huh.
with a guitar player and
Uh-huh.
me singing, but I'm not fabulous. I took a course this year from Jeremy Siskin because he was teaching from a college.
hmm
And there were a few other people that I knew, like Luther Hughes and Paul Krybick
Oh, Luther, he was another one I loved playing with.
yeah. But
Oh boy.
for me, it's like I play most chord action in my right hand and
Uh-huh.
in my left. And so the course was trying to get the left hand going with voicings and oh boy, that was so hard.
Maybe I can show you a few things about that.
Yeah,
Make it easier.
I'm gonna come over.
Okay.
That sounds fun to me. Ah,
Yeah.
so did you have actual mentors? I mean, was it Andy Simpkins? Was a
I
mentor?
love Gene Harris. My first love was Errol Garner.
Uh-huh.
And then I used to listen to Horace Silver a lot.
Who was that?
Horace Silver.
Oh, Horace Silver. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then who else?
Did you meet him in LA?
I never did meet him. I just always just played along with his tunes.
Yeah.
And then now why can't I think of his name? The one that did what's the piano player's name? When you get old, you can't remember names. uh, the one that Ahmad Jamal. I loved
Oh,
Ahmad.
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, what about well, there must have been some.
And Les McCann. I love the gospel feel of Les McCann.
Now that was pretty cool, wasn't it? Les
Yeah,
McCann.
Gene Harris and Les McCann. They were my favorite piano players.
Yeah, I'll never forget when I was in college and I heard the cold blood. What? Not cold blood.
Cold,
What?
cold sweat. Was it cold sweat?
Yeah, yeah. Was that what it was called? Cold sweat? Oh,
Uh,
the live record with him and Eddie Harris. Um, oh gosh, talk about not remembering. It was like the famous, it was done in Switzerland. I feel like the word cold was in it, but I can't remember. Karen, I can't remember. Okay, I'm going to go look for it because it's too embarrassing. So Eddie, Les McCann, and yeah, Eddie Harris, Cold, Eddie Harris, and Les McCann. It was well, compared to what?
oh yeah.
That was the song, but Swiss Movement.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that cut?
Uh-huh.
That whole record
Yeah.
was great.
My favorite record though was listening to was the Gospel Truth.
Was that a
he
Les
played-
McCann?
Yeah, he played all gospel style. Oh, I love that one. The
I'm going to
gospel.
write that down. The Gospel Truth. I want to listen to that. The Gospel.
Or maybe it was even the truth.
It might have been the truth.
Everything in it was gospel. Had the gospel feel.
Oh, Les McCann. I'm gonna check that out because, yeah. Um, oh yeah, and Roland said, "How about Ramsey Lewis?"
Oh yeah. Yeah, I really liked his style of everything. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are so lucky. That's one cool thing about doing this show. You had asked me if I do this every Tuesday. When the pandemic started, I started doing this 6 days a week. And then I did that for 9 months. And then I went down to 3 live days, which I'm still doing mostly 3 days, sometimes a little more,
Oh.
sometimes a little less. And then I put up the archives of all the shows on the other days.
You know what? I never go on Facebook, so how do I do? I just go on Facebook and
Yeah, you have a Facebook account?
What do you need to look for?
oh, just, for Cathy Segal, so I can watch her show.
Oh, okay.
I am really,
I'll follow her
I'm
for you.
terrible. I never go on the face. I never.
You can also see it on YouTube on my channel. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
if you're
I have
not,
to look at how to do that.
yeah, if you don't go on Facebook, doesn't matter. You can go on YouTube.
Go on there.
But
Once in a while, I just go to see what's happening, and but I never add anything.
yeah, well,
I never talk. I never show plates of my food.
yeah, that's the one thing that's interesting, isn't it? It's like, oh, yeah, it looks great, but that is a pretty funny thing to share. Yeah, well, when I sent you the email for this link, at the bottom, there's actually a link for the archives. So you can
Okay.
just go to the archives, and there's a list there that says who appeared on what day. And you can
Can
like,
you hear that, Stacy? What
Excuse
she's
me?
saying?
Repeat yourself.
Repeat. Say that so my daughter.
sure,
Stacy.
sure. So on the
Come say
email,
hi, Stacy. I want you to meet my daughter.
Oh, that's horrible. I'm cleaning out 25 years of stuff right now.
Stacy, I don't think you could look horrible. You're beautiful.
Oh, thank you very much.
All
So
my
it-
kids look like their dad. They don't. That's why they're good looking.
Well,
I remember your dad. He was a
Yeah.
handsome man, actually. Yeah.
he was handsome. He was a little just too handsome, and he knew it.
So, Stacy, I said on the email at the bottom, there's a link to the archives, all the archives. I've done over 400. And then there's a list inside that says who and on what day. So she can just look in there, and if
So
whoever,
on your email, it has your YouTube link. She can just click on it and just go straight to YouTube.
that too. Or
Yeah, but it
the
will go right
archive
to your
is-
page, and then I could show her how to get to the archives.
Okay, cool.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was working at the Money Tree with you, your husband used to come in.
Uh-huh.
So he was still around at that time.
Yeah. I
Pierre,
know.
Pierre Chambers says hello for you.
Oh, hi. Yeah. Good old friend.
He and I are just finishing his first solo record.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, and we had we had Karen Hammock and Henry Franklin and Clayton Cameron,
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
and Jeff Kay played a song. Yeah,
Hmm.
really nice, really
Oh.
good record. Yeah,
Hmm.
so we're gonna come out with that hopefully in the next, I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 months, something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. So, um, yeah. Well, let me think. Is there? I'm just curious. I've been talking about this a lot with people, like how they've looked back at their life and what they feel about it. Like, do they have regrets, or do they say, gee, if I had gone to the left instead of the right, it would have been a whole
Oh, yeah.
other thing. Do you ever think about stuff like that for your life and career?
Well, I think that no, I was really blessed with the talent, and I'm glad I got to use it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I got to have 5 kids and still be with them. I mean, I'm really thankful for that.
Yeah.
What?
You don't regret
Well,
turning down King Turner?
oh no, because I was on the my kids. I and Tina Turner wanted me to go on the road with them, and my kids said, "Oh, Mom, you should have done that. You should have." No, I said, "No." I'm that they thought that they were really neat, and they think that I should have gone. I said, "No, they're not. They're not neater than my kids."
Oh. But do you I mean, other than going on the road, because that's a big choice, going on the road or
I'm
not.
going on the road. I just could hardly wait till I get home. Especially when I went to Africa. Oh, I just died. Stacy was just born.
Oh,
Oh no, yeah, it was you, Stacy. Yeah, the one that's cleaning my house.
yeah.
She was just 3 months old, and I went to Africa, and I was just dying till I get home.
Oh. Who did you go to Africa with?
Well, it was supposed to be Gloria Lynn, and she backed out at the last minute, and so
Oh,
then I went over there with Seal Turner. I don't know if you know her.
no.
And Stan Gilbert was the bass player,
Oh,
and Eddie Coward was the drummer. But we missed our first flight, so we missed the very first concert. And so it was just supposed to be a 4-day trip, but they made us stay 10 whole days to make up the money for that they lost on their first concert.
oh my
So
God.
I had to play in a lot of nightclubs over in Liberia to
Oh,
make up the money.
wow.
And, so anyway, when I got home, I was so glad to be home. I saw the Statue of Liberty. I was so happy to be home. There's no place like America.
I know. I feel
They're
this.
trying to tell us that America's, a lot of people are trying to say, oh, America's horrible. No place like America.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I hear people complaining, I'm like, yeah, well, it's good that you notice what's wrong and work towards fixing it. But
Yeah. But
you go on the road, man.
I know. You just you really feel like kissing the ground when you land in America. Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm really glad to be an American.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Janice she's gonna go to sleep because she's in Germany, but she said she
Uh-huh.
wishes you continued good health, happiness, and continued success.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel really good.
yeah.
Hmm.
Pierre said, yeah, talking about the choice to stay with your children. Shirley Horn did that, and a few others. I didn't actually realize Shirley Horn did that.
Oh, I didn't either. Yeah.
Karen, do you have a bucket list?
What's a bucket list?
She probably doesn't because she's so chill, man. A bucket list is like a list of things that you would like to do before you leave the planet.
Oh, hmm. Oh, try to help the poor.
Oh,
I give a lot to my church. I give a lot to humanitarian aid. That's a great place to give your money to try to send to people all over the world and that are in tragedies and stuff like that.
yeah.
I want to do stuff like that. And anyway, I don't know. I just really love being with my grandkids and stuff like that.
See what I mean?
I like playing at church too. It's fun to do that now more than I used to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Karen,
Yeah.
you made recordings, right?
Uh-huh. But I
How-
didn't really get out there and push them, you know.
Yeah. How many
I
recordings did you make?
Oh, 3 or 4.
Uh-huh.
But I wasn't the type to go out and push myself, you know.
Yeah.
Probably if I'd have gone out on the road and stuff like that, but I don't know. I was really lazy about that kind of stuff. I just
Yeah.
happy just to go play.
Look what I found.
What's that?
This is Spotify, and here's Soundsphere to you. Here's Pimp Nice. That's not yours, right?
What is it?
I can't believe this would be yours. Pimp Nice. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
But here's Shades of Blue.
Yeah, that's Jimmy Spencer.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I played on all his CDs. He was a great singer.
yeah, here we could
He had
listen
a
to one
very
of these.
nice voice. Yeah.
Which one can you see these? Which one should
No, my eyes aren't that good.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what's
Even with
in here.
awkward.
I'll tell you what's in here, and you tell me, like, maybe which
Uh-huh.
one to listen to. Welcome to the Club, Riverside Drive, I'm Walking, Rainy Night in Georgia, Once in a While, Lush Life, Poinciana, Didn't We, Learning the Blues, Deed I Do, Am I Blue, Moving On.
Well, you know what? Moving On was one of my originals.
Oh, good. Okay, let's hear it. Okay,
Okay.
we're gonna hear it. I'm gonna just play it from here. Cool.
I'm moving on. You done set me free. Moving on. Won't let the blues catch me. I've got plenty of friends to see. A whole lot of things to do. I'm not sticking around to wait on you. I'm moving on. More fish in the sea. Moving on. I'll make it wait and see. You'll never miss the water till the well runs dry. Now, birdie baby, it's your time to cry. Farewell, so long. I'm moving on. Goodbye.
Cool tune.
to think that I'd never stray. You are not irreplaceable, so I'll be on my way. I'm moving on, more fish in the sea. Moving on, I'll make it wait and see. You'll never miss the water till the well runs dry. So now, birdie baby, it's your time to cry. Farewell, so long, I'm moving on.
Yeah.
No time to lose. I won't get those low down blues. With my new attitude, I'll be singing tonight, and every little thing is gonna be alright. Farewell, so long, moving on, goodbye. One more time, with my new attitude, I'll be swinging tonight, and every little thing is gonna be alright. Farewell, so long, moving on, goodbye. I'm out of here, baby.
Yeah, it was good to hear that. I haven't heard that song. I haven't heard that for so long. Thanks for playing it. I almost forgot about it.
Well, you've done a lot, so can't, Yeah, Linda Smith is here. Yes, On Riverside Drive was one of her originals. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, Linda's a great singer, and another one that I too ought to mention is Gail Larone. I worked over to the wine press with Gail Larone. She's a great old singer
Yeah.
out there and still doing it.
I
Yeah.
know, man. She's really great. I always thought she could be like you remember in the 60s, there were singers like her. She, like, who would sing those great, like, what are you doing the rest of your life and stuff like that. And they had this kind of persona that I always thought, wow, Gail should have been one of those people, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess her famous song is Little Red Rooster.
Yeah. And Linda, when I had the jam over at the Sportsman's Lodge, I think she had just retired from the phone company, and she was, starting to come out and sing more.
Yeah, Linda's a great singer too.
She's a great singer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah, gosh.
So, are you teaching your grandkids or your great grandkids any music stuff?
I wish. I've got a daughter that plays bass,
Oh,
and then they're all natural. They all feel things natural. Like Stacy can play a little bit of drums, Nancy can play drums, my son Sam plays drums, and Julie's one that plays the bass. But I try to get them to play the piano, and they won't, and it just is making me so mad, because when I leave, who are they going to play with? we do about once a year, and it's amazing how my daughter Julie never loses her chops, the bass player.
wow.
But we do fundraisers and stuff at church, and we're
Yeah.
going to be doing one on October 8th up at Julie's award. It's kind of, I don't know if you know what award is. It's like a parish.
Oh, yeah.
But up in Northridge, and we're going to do the history of jazz.
Cool.
James Janice is going to be with me,
Wow.
and Anthony Barry Smith and Gail Larone. And we're going to start with
Oh,
field hollers, how jazz started. I mean, how jazz really is the only art form that was born here in America, and it came out of slaves. And it came because they would they weren't allowed to go to music and learn to read music and stuff, and they didn't allow to have drums, but they made instruments with chains on their feet and stuff like that, and they used to dance in Congo Square and just make up, use their voices, because they weren't allowed to. That they just had to make up their own stuff because they weren't allowed to go to school and learn to read music and stuff, and then they weren't allowed in the churches, and then they heard about how the slaves in Egypt were freed by Moses, so that's when they started being Christians and stuff, and they made up a lot of beautiful gospel songs just from being outside hearing the preachers.
Oh.
And then out of gospel came the blues, and then out of the blues came jazz. So
Cool.
Jazz is so interesting how it started. So I do little programs with my kids, and then I invite other people with me, and we do a little program on the history of jazz, and we demonstrate all those different kind of musics.
So when is this particular program happening? Where, when can we come? Is it
Yeah, we would love you to come. It's up in North Ridge,
Yeah.
and it's called North Ridge First Ward.
I'll text her a picture of this.
It's the let's see, what's the address? Anyway, it's on Plummer
Okay.
and Amistoy.
Okay. I know where that is. And when is it?
October the 8th, and it starts at 6. It's only going to be for about an hour and a half. James Janice will be the narrator.
Cool. Wow.
And
That's gonna be fun.
he's going to sing too. Gail's going to sing, and Anthony Berry.
Wonderful.
And we have a horn player, and so that's good. And my kids, I always involve my kids on those things.
Yeah. That sounds great.
So if you live in that area,
Which I do.
yeah, and it's called it's the name of the church is Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints,
Okay.
and it's on just west of Balboa, and it's on Plummer.
Oh, I know exactly where that is. Yeah.
Yeah. When you get to Plummer and Balboa, you go west, and you just go to the next street, which is Amistoy, and there's the church.
Yeah. I live really close to there.
Do you?
Yep.
Oh, that would be neat to have you come over there.
Yeah. October 8th. I'm just looking and seeing what October 8th
It's a Saturday.
is.
It's a Saturday at 6, and it's over with about 7:30.
Cool. Wow, that's really fun.
Yeah.
Um, if you had, I know you teach somewhat and don't teach a lot, but if you had to tell either singers or, well, just anybody, any musician, piano or horn or singers, if you had to tell them kind of a something that they could understand and use in their growth towards being a jazz artist, what would you tell them? Is there like a big thing like, "Don't remember, stay in the moment," or whatever?
Well, our class down at the Mert Park, that Barbara's is really good. We teach how to phrase and stick to the melody the first time,
Yep.
but then on the second time, how to embellish the melody. You don't just sing it like you don't make it sound like the first one. You make it sound different. You learn how to embellish the melody. But I would, a lot of people, I hear you teach scatting, but a lot of singers, they want to scat, and all they do is go just sing the melody and just go Scooby Dooby on the melody. But I think learning the different scales, being able to hear a chord and be able to to sing that chord. You know,
Yeah.
I think they should study piano. I think any singer should kind of study a little bit about chord changes and scales. I think that would help. That's really good for training their ear. I think.
Absolutely. I agree totally. And I've heard
Uh,
that over the years. I've heard a lot of people say that over the years. And students are students, either they're really excited and committed or they're not.
yeah.
So, yeah, sometimes that suggestion works and sometimes it doesn't.
And some people just have it plain old natural, they can hear it and they don't even, but anyway, working towards that. Yeah. I really like our classes over at Lamert Park. If you live in that area at all.
Yeah. I've told people about that. The first
Yeah,
and
it's from
third
like from
Wednesdays.
about 7. It starts at 7, goes for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the singers are really improving.
I believe it. Actually, somebody told me that James is kind but truthful.
Uh-huh.
I think is the best way to be a teacher,
Oh
right?
yeah. 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 And then when you hear him critique other singers, then you learn it for your own self too.
Absolutely. I had workshops at my house for about 16 years, and
Mm-hmm.
first, I don't know, first 12 years or something, it was a lot. It was like every month I would have two on the weekend, each weekend, and I had other singers from out of town come in and teach.
Uh-huh.
So I saw a lot of teachers and so interesting watching a lot of teachers. First of all, you see the same thing, but you go about teaching it in different ways because of your own experience. But being a student was incredibly fabulous. Not only did you get the work for yourself, but you saw,
Uh-huh.
like you said, you saw other singers. You either think, oh, I don't have that problem, or oh, I have that problem, or
Right.
there's so much to learn from that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Fantastic. I think workshops are just so great.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and yeah, you must have seen a lot of singers come through and improve, actually. A lot
Oh
of,
yeah.
right? And
They've really been improving.
remember,
I'm,
the one like the several times I came to the Jazz and Blues Museum
uh-huh.
and saw the singers. I
Yeah,
felt
well, they were just
very
sitting in,
impressed.
but they weren't getting critiqued.
Right, but even
Now
doing
they're getting
that,
critiqued.
yeah,
Yeah.
so the critiquing, yeah, that does.
Uh-huh.
It's a workshop. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and we didn't mention Deanie Clark, but
Oh yeah.
of course Deanie Clark had a long time workshop, and then Howard
Uh-huh.
Smith, right?
Howard, yeah.
And
Yeah.
they were the same. They were kind but tough, especially Howlett.
Mhm.
He was really tough, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, he would tell you how it is.
Yeah. Did you ever play for Deanie as, like a pianist for him?
No, um, he would come out and sit in or something like that and bring some people to sit in with me. Just he would bring his students out to sit in where I was playing.
He was cool. He was the cool.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah.
Linda Smith, the workshop is the first and third Wednesday of every month at about
Uh-huh.
7 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Barbara Morrison's Performing Arts Center.
Yeah. So, what do you got coming up? I mean, besides that, we know you're there. Are
It's
you,
with Larry Davis at the Gardenia. That's my
oh
only gig
yeah,
so far.
but it's probably sold out.
But you can check, find out.
So the 23rd or 4th?
I think it's the 24th. Yeah, it's the
24th.
24th.
And yeah.
Starts at 9. Show
Anything
starts at
else?
9.
Are you desirous to make a record?
I should, but I don't know. It costs money.
Yes, it does.
But I sometimes I wish that I should. I'd like to make one with my kids, and then another one with maybe like with Michael Soche. I would love him. I love his playing.
Who would you
But
put on drums?
I don't know. There's 2 or 3 guys that I really like. I don't know. When it gets closer to the time, then I would decide. You want to use everybody, but you don't want to leave anybody out.
Yeah, I know. I know that's true. When you play with a lot of different people, you
Yeah.
like, yeah, I know but it's just how it is. But there are certain gatherings of people that are kind of more a little magical, right? Like you and Lou and Jack, that was a real magical
Yeah.
group.
'Cause, Jack had a lot of concepts. Like some drummers are really good swing players,
Yeah.
but they don't have the concept of gospel,
Yeah.
or they don't have the concept of Latin, because I love to play Latin too. So Jack was all around. He felt every style.
Yeah.
And another drummer that I loved was Garrett King.
Oh,
Remember
gosh.
Garrett?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So jumping back, did you ever play with Andy Simpkins too?
Oh yeah, for like 3 or 4 months when he got me the gig in the Pied Piper.
That must have been fun.
He was the bass player. Yeah.
I remember going to Chadney's and seeing Dave Mackay and Andy Simpkins, and
Uh-huh.
the drummer was that very short, kind of wiry black drummer who moved to San Francisco. He was real famous, and they used to play a lot in town in Hollywood and stuff. Do you remember that guy? He was famous.
Harry. Mason.
No,
Was his
no,
last name?
no, real small and wiry. And he moved. Anyway, I probably won't remember his name, but and I remember like sitting in the audience and my attention.
It wasn't. The only small drummer that I've ever played with was Frank Butler. It wasn't him, was it?
No, I'm gonna have to think of it and tell you. But I remember being focused on Andy Simpkins and literally falling off my chair. I was so taken by Andy Simpkins. He was.
Oh, I loved Andy Simpkins. And then the next one I got to play with after that was Larry Gales. He had just got, when I heard that they says, you're the new bass player that you're going to get, it just got through playing with Thelonious Monk. And I thought, oh boy. And so I was scared. And then, and it's funny because we laughed about it later. When he came and he was so quiet, everything, and he was playing so good. And I was scared of him. But he told me, he says, well, I was scared of you. And I says, why? Because you're the first person I played when I came from New York. You were the first person, so I thought you were a big star. I said, no, I was brand new and scared to death. And then, so and then later on, when you got to know him, what a card he was, what a character he was, and stuff,
Oh my God, that's funny.
We used to laugh how we used to be scared. We were scared of each other.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know. That's another reason why I like doing this hang, because you talk to people for a long time, you get past the social niceties, and people start saying stuff like, oh, you're human too. You're like, you've played with so many people and you're human. Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, Judy Barrett, this is recorded. It will be part of the archive. So she just got here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Gee, Karen, you should write a book about your life.
Well, I have one, but it's just full of pictures. And I got what I copied my life and everything. It's a great big one, but it cost me $80 a book because I have so many pictures. Every page is a picture, and there's about, no, I forgot how many pages, almost 200 pages and stuff. And so when I printed it up, I only printed up 20.
You could probably do something online or, I
I
mean,
don't know how to do stuff like that.
right, but maybe one of your kids does. But to tell the stories too, like look at the pictures and tell the stories, that would be,
Uh,
you could even do, you could have like one of your kids video you while you do that, and then it will be, the whole thing will be on video, and then they could even take your words and write
well,
them.
I'm surprised I'm doing this because I'm always afraid to talk. I'm always so bashful.
The shy
I
flower.
have to get up in front, holding a phone is different. If I have to hold a microphone.
Well, on a video, they could just video you looking through the book, just one on
But
one.
you know what? I just never realized people watch things. I'm just, so
No,
old school.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about for like archival or coming out with a book later, just like a home video of you
Oh,
looking through the book and talking about the memories, and
oh,
then after it's done, they could write it down or whatever,
I
and then
see.
it would become a book. You could take the pictures and
Uh-huh.
because you're
Because I don't know if you'd have to ask permission to show all the pictures and everything.
I don't think so because they're home pictures, right? I mean,
Yeah. Well,
they're
the
just
pictures that
pictures.
people took, or people gave me their pictures. Like when I'd work with them, they say, "Here's my picture." Like I could put you up if you gave me a picture. I could put you up on my wall. I have a wall. The room is just covered with all the people I played with and stuff.
Wow. Cool. I get to be on Karen Hernandez's wall.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, no, I think that kind of thing would be totally okay. I really do. But that would be cool. I for one would love to hear it, and it's so much history that's might never be known otherwise, you know.
Yeah. Maybe. Well, maybe something to think about. I'll tell my kids.
Yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
cool. Well, we're at basically at the end. It's been about 2 hours.
Oh, what? It has. My word.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Feels like a half
I'm
hour.
so glad you came on, and you've been a treasure of LA, especially for so long, and it's good that people remember and see you, and whatever for those of them who don't know you yet. It's just
All the youngsters don't know me. All the old people know me.
right. But even the oldsters,
Oh,
I mean,
most
the
of them are
youngsters.
dead now because I was young when I was doing my thing. So
Yeah. Do you
anyway,
know you know who you might like to hear sometime is Sam Hirsch. Do you know him?
Sam Hirsch. Mm-mm.
Yeah, maybe sometime I'll drag you out of the house on a Sunday
Okay,
evening
because
because
I don't ride freeways no more. That's another hang up. If I do a gig, somebody has to come get me.
yeah. Well, I don't live too terribly far from you, but Sam Hirsch, you'd love his playing. He's a younger guy, but he plays his
Piano?
groove. Yeah, his
Oh,
groove is so great.
oh, good. I'd like to hear
Such a
that.
great player. Yeah, really
Ah,
good. Yeah.
okay.
So, yep, you have a new fan in Roland and Kimberly Scott Mosley. She
Oh yeah,
loves
Kimberly. I know Kimberly.
she loves you and appreciates you, and so
Mm.
you're gonna have a nice day. And tomorrow I'm sure you know the drummer Joe Goldberger.
No.
Oh, he's been around here for a long time, and he also plays piano actually, and
Oh.
pretty damn good actually. But he was originally from New York and played a lot there, and
Oh.
yeah, so he's going to be on tomorrow, and
Hmm.
then after that I'll have archives on for the rest of the week, and like that I'm going to have I'm doing it just because I like it. And next week, Karen, Monday, Les DeMerle will be on.
I don't know anybody.
Oh, come on. You don't remember Les DeMerle?
Lester
The
Merle.
drummer? Not Lester. Les DeMerle. He was in LA. He had a place down across from LA City College. Like a
Well, you know what? I haven't driven freeways for years.
This was years ago. Les DeMerle. He was a drummer, real strong drummer. He was a big band drummer, but he was also one of the guys who made fusion. This we're talking about years ago. Anyway, he's going to be on next week too. But
I just never
oh,
really,
the cellar.
I never really went out to places, you know.
Do you remember the cellar? That was his place.
No, because I just really, if I wasn't playing, I was just at home with my kids.
Okay. Yeah. I thought
I'm
you,
just kind of like even though I love jazz, I'm kind of like just a square person, really. I'm not really out and about, and at home all the time.
All right, Karen Square Person Hernandez, ladies and gentlemen. So, Karen, thanks for hanging out and talking. I appreciate
Okay,
it.
that's really nice. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great and great to meet,
Surprised at myself that I talked.
and great to meet your daughter. And sometime we'll go here. We'll go here. Wait a minute. Linda's asking who was the small. Oh, that was the small black drummer Karen played with at the Money Tree. That was Frank Butler.
Yeah.
Frank Butler. And yes,
He was he was in the old days. I'm playing with the really top early jazz players. Really
yeah.
good.
And Linda, we already talked about the senator too. So
Mhm.
you'll have to go back and listen to the beginning.
Yeah.
All right, Karen, have a great day.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Bye.